On this episode of Pimp My Setup, we're going to be talking about your setups you submitted for tips, tricks, feedback, and much more. So if you're interested in that, then sit back, relax, and interact because the show starts
now.
It's time for the original setup show dedicated to providing you with tips, tricks, and feedback to pimp out your setup. Hosted by Matt Philly. Coming at you live in 3, 2, 1. This episode of Pimp My Setup is sponsored by JLab Audio and their Flex Bluetooth active noise canceling headphones. The Flex contains 94% of environmental noise for up to 60 hours. The ear cups feature cloud foam and are shaped to the natural outline of the ear, which makes it comfortable to listen to for 30 hours of Bluetooth wireless playtime. Incredible sound, durable, comfortable, and noise canceling. What more would you want? Check out the Flex and other JLab products by clicking the link in the description.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to Pimp My Setup, episode number 153, recorded live on November 10, 2016. My name's Matt Philly. You can find me on Twitter at Matt Philly.
My name is Carlos Figueroa, and you can find me on Twitter at Premier Reviewer.
So, it's been a hot minute since I've had a guest on the show, and we're back trying to do at least one episode a week with a guest and the other two solo, just to kind of find balance to kind of make people feel better. But also I want to have people like Carlos on because they're actually good people that are fun to talk to, and they have great advice for everyone. So before we get into the setups, quickly, I want to talk about these right here. You may have just seen that ad spot for the JLab Audio Flex, and surprisingly, JLab was like, Matt, we want to give one away to your viewers. And I was like, really? And they're like, yeah. So we're going to give one of these away. All you have to do, super simple, not going to make it complicated. I want to make it open for everybody that is on YouTube right now. Make sure you're subscribed first and foremost. If you're not subscribed, get the hell out of my video. But leave a comment down below telling me why you want to deserve, not why you deserve it, but why you want to win one of these Flex pairs of Bluetooth headsets. You know, noise cancellation is Bluetooth, and they're actually really sexy. I'm wearing it right now. So if you want it, leave a comment down below, make sure you're subscribed, and tell me why you want one of these. I'll leave it here just to make you, like, you know, drool from the mouth. Anyways, let's get into it. First set of the day submitted by Usman. Usman is 27. Damn it, I'm supposed to make you guess. Oh, okay. Oh my God, good job. So he's 27. He uses his setup for gaming and photo editing. He was on last year's LG ultrawide contest, episode number 3, actually. He was the guy that spent all of his money on his computer. And I was actually doing that episode with my dad. I remember it. My dad was like kind of ripping him to shreds because he literally spent all of his money on a beast out PC and had terrible peripherals and everything. But look at him now. Look at him now. He kind of like actually, you know, equaled out the equation there. He's got a nice PC and a nice setup. So, Carlos, what do you think of the setup?
I think it's fantastic. From what you just previously said that he spent all his money on his PC, I think that was actually a good idea because now the rest of the stuff doesn't cost that much, and he filled out his desk really well. So I give him 10 points for that at least. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think it's really, really nice the way that he's got everything set up. I thought little things like the controllers could go elsewhere away because it is on the mouse pad and you want that breathable room. But those are just a few of the things that you know, you just gotta move just for the sake of it. Everything else though looks super usable, super nice. But I wanted to ask your thoughts on theme.
Actually, there isn't a real theme to it. It's just, to me, it's a nice laid out desk. It's a nice setup. Mm. But as far as a theme, I mean, you see I think that's an Overwatch poster maybe?
Of some game, I don't know.
Yes, I mean, so he's a gamer. Obviously, that PC is used for PC gaming. I mean, unless he does something else. But you did say he's 27, so maybe he does some sort of professional editing or photography work. I don't know. But it's just an all-around good setup. I think it's really nice. Yeah,
I do think theme needs to be worked on. I think the walls are a little...
Are they pink?
They look slight pink, don't they?
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's the yellow bulb mixing it with the blue that's giving it that shade, but it looks kind of pink.
Like when I zoom in more, it looks white, but the further out I am on the photo, the more pink it looks. So to me, it's weird. It probably is just the lighting, but everyone's saying center the poster. I also think frame the poster is a big deal. I think just sort of focusing on a more, you know, in your face theme is important. And the other thing I think that a lot of people are talking about that I want to know your thoughts on is the desk warping? Is it giving it a little bit of a smiley face? It looks a little bit like it's starting to happen, but I think it's still early on.
And it could just be the camera. Because it looks really proportionate to. I could see where you kind of see maybe a bend, but it could just be like a lens thing that's happening.
Yeah.
Because it's not that much stuff, and that's not a really long desk, so it's not going to give off that much warp. Yeah.
So I don't know. I mean, I know some experts out there are going to run some tests and verify if it's bending or not. So share the results with us. But yeah, let's just go on to the next setup. Unless you have any final thoughts.
No, it's a good setup. The LEDs look good. If I were to do anything different, would probably be paint those walls to maybe a light gray or something like that, just to make everything look a little bit more modern.
I agree. And it would fit his whole, overall room too. Plus that wire in the corner isn't awful, but maybe get some wire molds. But yeah, anyways, next setup is submitted by Luke, who likes traditional Japanese and Star Wars. Now, in both photos, we could see his finger in the corner. So I don't know what, like, if he's really bad at taking photos or he just has like a thing where it's like his signature. You know how artists sign the corner of their photos? He just puts his finger into it. But anyways, how old do you think Luke is?
The fact that he put his finger in it as a signature, I'm going to say 14.
Oh, you got it. You got it right on the dot. Yeah, 14, but what's really weird to me? I said he likes traditional Japanese and Star Wars. Did you get that vibe at all?
I see the Japanese thing, like the
wallpaper, yeah.
That's about it. I can't. Let me see the second. Yeah, the second photo, you can't see none of his art. It's behind the monitor, so it's hard to get that vibe. Except for maybe looking at the wood floor. Again, it's not necessarily a slam dunk.
Yeah, I mean, like that plant thing in the second photo. Yeah, maybe that's like some Japanese stuff. But in the rest of it,
it's a tree.
Oh, is that okay? Yeah,
man.
Yeah, man. Trees. I like trees. But yeah, the setup itself, theme. I'm not going to give you points for that. I mean, I gave you 2 points for the wallpaper or something, but really in that scenario it doesn't work. But one of the coolest things is he actually is beta testing a product that's not even available out to public yet, which I thought was super cool. We're getting like a head, like we're going to find out about this before everyone else because I haven't seen this in the news yet. Tom, if you go to the second photo, you zoom on in to that trash can, we have a GoPro Razr partnership for an insanely revolutionary product. This has to have LEDs and a camera, an action cam. You throw something into that garbage can, it lights up, it records it, and it texts it to you so that you can post it on Instagram and Twitter. I think that's one of the coolest things ever, and I can't wait to see it hit the market. But no, seriously, this setup, the usability part of it, I don't like it. There's a lot that needs to be fixed. I think the walls need a little bit of work. He's got that game. What's that game called? Like Limbo? Yeah, Limbo. That's cool, but I feel like the placement's really odd and it's just weird. I don't know what that thing is at the top right. It says, what is it? Cork? Ikvashizin? Invasion. Oh, from here it's so pixelated. I thought that was a K. Invasion Cork, whatever that is. I don't know. But what are your thoughts on the whole sort of layout, usability wise, like speakers and things like that?
Well, the speakers. I mean, I guess from the way he took them, you can tell that they're actually not being blocked. Not too bad because they're not being blocked. But hopefully he's sitting pretty low to get the best sound of it. I don't know. The setup is nice. It just seems like things are not placed in the right places.
Yeah.
What do they call that, man? The mouse pad, that extended mouse pad. It's like, does he really type that far away? That I don't understand. Like, bring the mouse pad and your keyboard and your mouse closer to you. It just looks like you're extending yourself, and if that's the case, you must have some really long arms or something.
Yeah, that and like the center monitor looks really low. The left one looks really high in comparison. It just seems weird. the overall usability, things like that, it's just very odd. So yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, it's a cool setup, man, especially in 14. I wish I had something like this when I was 14. I didn't even care about computers at that age, but there's things that he can do. Definitely try to get these monitors. Try to get two of the like cheap monitor brackets.
Yeah.
Put them against the wall, and then you can line up the monitors together. That would make a big difference. The bonsai tree, that's fine. You can keep it there. But the fact that the monitors look so like, you know what I mean, like builder block, it just doesn't fit, man.
Yeah.
So get that, and then your speakers will be in better. They will feel like they're in a better situation. And whatever you don't need on your desk, take it out. Especially if you're gonna take a picture for this.
Yeah, I agree. All right, let's go to the next setup. This one we have a lot to talk about. It is submitted by Dillon, who uses this setup for work, school, and the TV area specifically for video games and movies. I mean, that looks like the ideal spot for Netflix and chill. You got that right on where the bed is, so I see that. But how old do you think Dillon is?
15.
He's 17, which I think was surprising for myself.
Yeah, this doesn't look like a 17-year-old setup.
Yeah, it's okay. At first glass. I think I'm reading the chat, and that's where I read glass. At first glance, it's a very, I guess you could say, kind of like busy. There's a lot going on kind of setup. But the more you look at it, it is pretty simple. So I don't think it's the end of the world. But yeah, so when I first looked at this, I thought, man, that desk's gotta go. It's gotta go. I mean,
it looks like it looks like a double-decker bunk bed. Yeah,
it's being held up by like, I don't know, there's binder clips on it. I don't know if that's actually structural, but it looks very odd. Not a huge fan of the whole situation there. Like the PS4 box, I feel like is hiding some stuff in the first photo, and there's just a lot going on top, and with all the pens and pencils and the way it's all set up over there, I think that just is screaming for a new desk. But then when I look at the second photo, thinking about having a TV right there next to your bed, bro, I would kick that in my sleep. Even if I don't know how you lay with that, but having that shelf and everything there is kind of scary. You know, you actually kick the shelf and
he has to watch TV with his legs open. If not, it's like in a block out the screen.
I don't see the usability in that. I'm not really understanding most of it. The beach photo, I think, is very poorly placed and just odd to the whole room. I think this is another room that has like a weird tint to the wall based on lighting. It's not like pure white. A little
pink too, man.
Yeah, it's a little. Maybe we're seeing something. I don't know, but I think that shelf to the left is got so much on it that, man, you accidentally kick that, and that's not really like a super sturdy shelf. That thing gives out. You die in your sleep from like a book. But I think that chair, everything just looks uncomfortable. It's just another kind of room that I don't know. It's kind of a mess, and something I always say: clean it out, start fresh, and don't put anything in there that you're not actually gonna need. So, Carlos, if this is your room, other than just cleaning it out and starting fresh, what's the first main thing, the first purchase or whatever you want to do to take this to the next level?
A new desk. But I mean, he has a lot of the stuff that you would want, but a new desk would make a huge difference. I'm not sure why he decided to take the second photo, but yeah, a new desk would be the starting point, and then you can work off of that. Even if it's a corner desk, you know, it would just give you a little bit more room. But yeah, there's not too much to say. Get a new desk, rearrange some of the things, maybe paint the walls. Painting the walls, that's not something that should cost you a lot of money.
Yeah.
A new desk, I mean, if you ain't got an IKEA around you, just get some blocks and you could create something. There's a lot of ways. The thing is this is not back in the day where like this was not something you couldn't figure out how to do. There's just too much information out there not to be able to come up with something that would look nice and fit your theme or whatever theme you're going to go for. But yeah, the new desk would be a big help, and maybe a chair. Yeah, that looks like it's a backbreaker.
Yeah, seriously. Do you think that submitting the second photo kind of hurt his score?
Yeah, just because, like, if I was him, I would have took the picture of the like sitting on his bed more of in the corner. You know what I mean? Angle, because it looks like you have no room. This looks like you live in Japan because there's like no room to walk around. You get on your bed, you got to spread your legs just to watch TV. I mean, bring that TV up. I wouldn't say where the picture is, but at least another foot above where it's at right now. And that would help a lot. And I would actually move the sound bar under the TV instead of there.
I agree.
And get actual speakers. Because I see he has a 5.1 surround sound, but again, it's just weird. He has some of the things that just don't go together. He has the things. He just got to reorganize it. Maybe purchase a new desk and stuff like that.
Yeah, and someone said in the chat, you would just ask for more pictures of the room. Yeah, but I wouldn't expect the room to look like this. That actually hurt overall because I'm like, damn, that's a terrible use of the rest of the room. That's a terrible entertainment setup. So yes, I would have asked for more photos, but I think I would have been a little more generous towards his actual setup itself. But anyways, let's go with the next setup submitted by Giovanni. I almost said Alex. Did I get the name wrong? It is Giovanni. Okay. Yeah.
No, it is Alex.
It is Alex. Oh, I skipped it. Oh, sorry, Alex. Alex uses his setup for gaming and wants to build a custom PC for video editing. Right now, he's working with a laptop and a PS4, as you can see. Take a look at this. How old do you think Alex is?
16.
16, yep. 16. Man, so, yeah. I mean, yeah. This, it's hard, first off, because it's not your traditional setup. He doesn't have the keyboard. He doesn't have the mouse. Well, he has the mouse, but the thing is, he's not like, using a PC. He's mainly focused on his console because that's the main display right there. And I guess when he's not using that, he goes right on over to dual screen, laptop, and the screen itself. But I mean, this I guess it's really like a true console setup, and there's nothing wrong with that. But what would you do? What's the first thing that sticks out to you that you don't like, and what would you do to fix it?
Take all those boxes out. I mean, I don't know why you put them in the shed somewhere. That way you might have an area to actually put your PC.
Yeah, when you get one,
would be good. Yeah. So clean that up. It's a nice console. Yeah, it's like you said, it's a nice console setup. Even taking the PS4 and putting it on that open shelf on the bottom left, that would be pretty good just to get more room in your desk for whatever. I don't know. That is a lamp. Yeah, that lamp, I'm not sure how that works unless you're doing homework there and you're pointing it down. Spice it up. You can get an LED RGB light bulb, a LYFE, even the $20, $30 ones. Those will be cool because then you can kind of take the lamp and turn it to the wall and then shine up those curtains or whatever those things are, which would add a little bit of more dimension to your desk because it's just a lot of black, and then you have that really kind of old carpet to go with a off-white chair. So there's some things that he can definitely do to improve this, but it's not bad.
Yeah, and I mean, you have all these windows, so theme is a little bit harder. I do think adding a colored bulb and bouncing it off the wall will give it a little bit of, oomph, a little bit of color. It would obviously look nicer. Moving the PS4 and kind of just getting it prepped for a PC, including, getting rid of the boxes, things like Carlos said. And but man, what's with the white chair versus the dark black contrasty setup? It's very... Yeah, it looks gross too, honestly. It looks like he's got something going on. But I like what he's going for, but I just think a little bit of work, take it to the next level, get it prepped for the PC, and then from there, once you have the keyboard and all those things, it will just make more sense and, it will work. But let's go to the next setup. I don't really want to stay on that one too long. This next one, though, a lot nicer. Very different from the other ones we've seen so far. Submitted by Giovanni. He said that his theme is adventurous, and he tries to keep it as clean and simplistic as possible. And he also said he wants us to know that's a real plant, and all the people with fake plants suck ass. So
he has a miniature bonsai. See that?
Yeah, that's the theme of today. So how old do you think Giovanni is?
Giovanni is 19.
19. He's 17. So look at that difference, you know, from the kid who lays on his bed with his legs open to watch TV to this. I mean, very big difference. He built the desk himself, which, I mean, I guess he meant the legs, because I doubt he like handcrafted that tabletop, you know, and he's like, yeah, I got it. But I thought it was really interesting at first glance. The sort of legs that he has are there to hide cables, which is very smart, but he didn't do like a great job with it because he has pieces sticking out. You know, if you make the desk custom for things like that, why don't you just really finish the job? And then he's also got the cable to his headphone, which, you know, for the photo, you could have just taken it out to really sell it. But I appreciate the realism to it. What are your thoughts, though? I mean, obviously it's a very dark yellowish photo, which makes it a little bit harder to figure things out. But what do you think about like the monitor section and the walls? What do you think of all that?
I love the triple monitor look. The walls. See, if he looks like he has a beige to it, and the photos reflect that same color. Not necessarily that they're not black and white, but I don't know if the picture is deceiving us or not. I don't know. Everything just looks like it's placed in the right. Maybe the clock, you can put another picture, something like that, like the other two in that place, and then probably put the clock on the other wall, the smaller wall, would make more sense.
Or just get rid of the clock.
Well, just to fill up that wall on the other side, you could put the clock there and then have another picture where in the place of where the clock is. But this is just a really nice setup. I mean, this looks like it looks like he's in Europe. This looks like a European setup.
Yeah.
And you can see the difference, man. I don't know what is it about the Europeans, man, but they you know, the simplistic of the little things, you know, that the fact that his desk legs match more or less the wooden floors, that's something that he went and thought about. So I give him kudos. I give him props for that. I just think it's a really clean, sexy setup.
You know, the thing that I'm a little bit confused about is sort of the left side of the room. Now, I don't care to see the whole room because obviously it looks pretty empty, honestly, which is one thing that I know some people don't like, but breaking down category by category, he did a great job. But I want to know if the door is off to the left side. If it isn't, why aren't you centered to that wall? And then from there, if you really want to get crazy, you have the clock directly above the center monitor and then the photos evenly spaced out to the sides. Therefore, it sort of just makes a little bit more sense. Having a clock is a bit redundant. It's, you know, not really necessary. So I think you get away with just having the two photos centered above the monitors and call it a day. But if you really want it, you put it above the center monitor, have the other ones on the two sides. I think it would make a lot more sense. And some people think that the legs itself are hideous, whereas others think they're really nice. So, hey, you got to give him props. He made it himself, and I think they're pretty cool. They look like little teepees. But, yeah, really nice overall. But if man, I swear, if your door is not to the left side and you're pushing yourself into that corner of the room, it just is very confusing to me. So I really want to know what you guys think. Let me know by dropping a comment with what you would do if this was your setup. But I think the next setup is calling our name, submitted by Stefan, who's 13. Damn it! I did it again. I'm just so used to reading it. Okay, he's 13. Spoiler. But he makes YouTube videos, and this is his setup. Carlos, what do you think of this thing?
I'll mute myself real quick. It looks like he lives in the tropics.
Really?
Yeah, this looks like he lives in the Bahamas. I mean, you could clearly see pictures of him, but when you just look at it with the color scheme, looks like he lives in the Bahamas. It's a nice setup for the stuff he has. It's just not. There's no wow factor to it. I don't know. There's not much I could say about it. It just seems. It seemed pretty bland. Yeah.
That's why I handed it to you first, because I'm like, I don't know what to say about it. So, he said in his email that the lights on the bed frame were done because when he does videos, he likes having a good, like a nice, cool little backdrop, which that's cool. Like, I think it's a great idea. There's nothing wrong with that. But it does kind of give like a tropical feel to it. I kind of see what you're saying, especially with the bright blue wall and
then like tile floors.
Yeah.
Like he lives right behind the ocean.
It's definitely an interesting setup, and people are wondering what that purple thing is. I don't know. It's like a skull thing with his sunglasses on it or something. Or no, they're just specific to that. Very odd. I'm not sure how I feel about that, but a lot of people are complaining about the monitors, and I could see that. That one on the right side looks a lot nicer, a lot better. The bezels aren't as fat as your mom's, so I think you center that monitor front and center. You take that secondary monitor, put it off to the right side, add an angle, and you're all set and ready to go. And and then I think that will make a huge difference, right, Carlos?
Yeah, I definitely see your point with that. He's doing a good job with the little stuff that he has. It looks like if I was him, I would put the headphones on the top of that dummy head, whatever it is.
Yeah,
and
right.
Then take the controller that's behind it and put it in that empty shelf that he has right there. And that's about it. I mean, there's not much more you can do. It's a nice setup, man. There's not much you can do about it unless you hang the monitors. I think that always looks good because it just makes it look a little bit more. It looks cleaner. You don't have two stands on a small little desk like that.
Yeah, freeze it up.
Yeah, freeze it up, and you could even pull the desk out a little bit and give yourself even more room, so you don't have those two spotlight LEDs like that, because it just looks like it's just spotlighted because it's so close to the wall. So there's a few things you can do, but I'm sure he enjoys it. I believe he probably uses that bigger monitor. The way it's tilted, he probably uses that as a TV maybe.
Which is weird because that's the better monitor. That should be front and center, but
yeah. But for usability, that's the only thing I could come up with. That he like lays and then looks at it at that angle, watches Netflix and chills.
Yeah. All right, so let's go to the final set of the day. This one is we got, let's see, I think 4 photos. Yeah, 4 photos to go through for this setup. Now this is submitted by Faye. I think I'm saying that right. Faye. Faye loves music, and she has some other questions. Yes, it's a female. So taking a look at this, how old do you think Faye is? And I'm just going to tell you now, you're going to get it wrong unless you think outside the box.
Yeah. First of all, if it's a girl, I'm going to say 25.
25. She's 39.
Okay. Yeah, it has to be I'm not going to say older, but it's a more mature, a grown-up, because this looks like someone who takes pride in it. And then when you add it, it's a female, it just adds a little bit more flavor to it because you don't see too many females having setups like this.
Yeah.
Unless husband or boyfriend is like right next to them with a similar setup like you had kind of like in the last show.
Yeah, everyone's freaking out saying this is the best setup of the day. They think it's freaking awesome. They can't believe it's a girl. They're like, and not in a bad way. They're like, oh my God, a girl. They're like, oh my God, a girl. It's awesome. So, yeah, I think it's really, 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 really cool because this setup has so many unique factors to it that we haven't seen before, which I gotta applaud. It's really, really awesome. So before we even dive into sort of what we like, what we don't like, things like that, Faye is aware that there's a slight warp starting to happen, and you can see more so in the first photo. Not nearly as bad as the other setup, but it's there. It's happening. So she wants to know, how can she strengthen the Lindemann without getting a third leg, because she thinks the third leg's ugly. So there's really no way to do it unless you brace it to the wall, and even then it may be too late where it's already starting to warp, and that's kind of the end of it. So she also said, is it okay to get the IKEA countertops that they have and use that? And that's a bajillion times better because it's actual solid wood. And not even that, she sent me like a PDF of an idea where she wanted to have, because they're like actual planks, if you think about it, when you look at the top, she wants to make each plank a different color and make the planks like purple and white and gray and purple and like it looks weird, Carlos, when you think about it in your head, but the photo she sent me looks really, really, really nice and would actually fit in well because look at all the purple in our setup, Yeah.
It's my only thing is her mic. on the Rode PSA 1, I would get a cable that actually doesn't need to be wrapped around that like that. It just makes it look a little messy. That's probably like my only complaint, because this is just a really nice setup. I mean, the speaker placements are good. This is creativity right there. And she has a space dedicated for it. And this is the kind of stuff that you can do when you're a little bit older and you have, and I'm not saying older like it's a bad thing, because guys, I'm 34, so I'm right there, right behind her. But I'm just saying, like, when you have the funds, you have the space, this is something that you can do. Because you can see, like, if you look at the speaker placement, she hides the wire with wire molding, and that's something that, unless you're looking really close, you wouldn't see that. And that's just kudos to her for doing that. I would definitely go with the wooden countertop, or any kind of countertop that she would want to go with. I would even say paint it white. I wouldn't.
Yeah, well, she seems to want. I mean, when you buy real wood, you kind of want to use whether it's just the grain or you just want to use the planking. So I think even if she stained it a purple, it would look insane. And I don't think anyone has gone to that extent. And I think in a room like this, with the different steps that she's taken, it will be overwhelmingly just jaw dropping. So I would love to see that, because imagine staining it and seeing the grain and the different planks coming out. It would just look so nice, and it would be so solid. You would have nothing to worry about at all, which is a huge deal. And I love, people are really complimenting people are like, it would look good, okay. But people really like the brick walls. They like all the different parts. I think the pop vinyls to the left, that's a really cool idea, because they each have like their own pedestal, and super nice overall. I like it. A thing that I'm not a big fan of, now you said that she put wire mold for the speakers. Awesome, makes a huge difference, but I do think the speakers aren't in an ideal position. They are a little too high, and they're a little I would put them at least to the left and right of the display. You could have them higher. I would just kind of put it maybe like center to the speaker, to the monitor, and I think it would work a lot nicer. But I don't know. That's just my thought. She said she's a huge fan of music, so I would think that would improve it just a bit. But yeah, she's even got that thing, #OldSchoolHipHop, and I don't know, guys. Oh, the other thing that was funny, she said she couldn't be bothered building her home PC, so she's like, I don't know what the hell, I just bought one from Main Gear. I thought it was like, her email was hilarious, but I think
it's a badass PC though, man.
Yeah. Oh, and for people wondering, she took off the side panel just for that one photo, because if you look at the other one, I'm pretty sure the side panels are on. Maybe not in the last one.
You know what also would work good, if she put in you could still get that countertop, just get it cut to size to fit your room, but maybe a up stand desk or sit stand desk, whatever they call it. That would be pretty. She looks like she has the height to do that, because the PC's not on the desk.
Yeah,
on spot.
The other thing is, with her speakers, they wouldn't be mounted to the wall, because if she had a sit stand desk, it would be a problem.
Well, she can separate the speakers a little bit, and that would give her enough. Like, it would only take about 1.5 inches, 2 inches on each side, and they'll still be high enough where they would actually look like they actually fit right next to the monitor. Yeah,
so cool. Some good ideas there. You could always get a countertop, get the frame, and have a sit stand desk, or you could do whatever you want to do. I think what you're going for, though, is really awesome, and it's cool to see uniques, that's not a word, unique setups, that's what I was trying to say, on the show, because after doing the show for so many times, it's repetitive. There's a lot of the same stuff. So to see a breath of fresh air is always a nice thing. So let's give the scores. We got Usman with a 92, Luke with a 62, Dillon with a 68, Alex with a 74, Giovanni with a 90, Stefan with a 69, and Faye with A 91, which I thought was interesting, but oh yeah, that was my fault because I took off her usability for the speakers, whereas Carlos thought it was pretty good, which is, everyone has their own opinion, but yeah, she would have had first place if I didn't kind of butcher her score right there. So I'm sorry, Faye, but you're still in second. So yeah, what are you gonna do? But I think once you kind of switch some things up, it'll be like a 98 probably. But yeah, great show. Oh, you're muted, Carlos. So
I forgot I had to. She was messing around. Yeah, that's almost a perfect 10 setup. So
yeah,
there's not much you really do, and the improvements that she blueprinted and sent you seem like they're gonna be even that much better. So
for sure.
And I would like to see that setup when it gets to that next level, even though it's already there.
That, and I also just remembered, what if she put like Philips Hue lights on that setup and had it to the music and stuff, because she likes bass. Oh, that setup is screaming for some colored lights to go with the LEDs.
Hashtag old school hip hop.
That's right, what I'm saying. Anyways, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you, Carlos, for coming on. Thank you to your daughter for being the cutest thing ever on the episode. People in the chat just going absolutely insane every time she was on the screen. So look at her. She's gonna be a Pimp My Setup post one day. I could see it already. Yeah. She's trying to talk to the mic.
She's like my son. It took him probably till he was 2.5, 3 years old before he even cared what's on TV. This little girl constantly wants to see what's going on, and she'll watch TV like a little. It's so weird. She's only a little over 3 months.
Oh my god, she's adorable. So there you go, guys. Thank you for watching this episode of Pimp My Setup, episode number 153. We're going to live on November 10, 2016. If you guys want to win your own flex pair from JLab Audio, leave a comment down below talking about why you want it. Make sure you're subscribed. That's going to do it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you on a flippity flop.